In the year 2025, Uganda celebrates 63 years of independence, marking its journey since October 9, 1962, known as the Pearl of Africa. Uganda stands out for its natural beauty, cultural diversity, and resilient people. Uganda marks 63 years of independence, reflecting on decades of transformation since gaining freedom from British colonial rule in 1962. Over the years, the country has faced political and economic challenges, but continues to grow through innovation, unity, and a youthful spirit. As Uganda turns 63, it's a moment to honor its progress, reflect on its struggles, and look forward to a future of peace, development, and shared prosperity. In an exclusive interview, Uganda's High Commissioner to Tanzania, Fred Mosiege, shared insight on how far the country has come politically, economically, and socially. Uganda has made remarkable strides in the past 6 decades.
We understand that Uganda has marked 63 years of its independence.
Yes.
And of course, this is a milestone, 6 decades plus. What does this milestone mean personally and diplomatically to you?
I want to thank Tanzania because Tanzania has been a partner, faithful partner in the struggle, in the journey of this 63 years of independence. Tanzania, under the leadership of Baba wa Taifa Mwalimu Nyerere, supported us to liberate ourselves like Tanzania did to liberate most of the countries in South Africa when they were under the apartheid rule. So we thank Tanzania under the leadership of the good leaders of Tanzania who planted the seed of brotherhood, strengthening relationship between these countries. But in particular, Uganda has been lucky to have a neighbor, a faithful neighbor, a very reliable neighbor, very dependable neighbor, Tanzania. So we thank God for this good neighbor called Tanzania, and the good leaders of Tanzania.
How would you describe the current state of the diplomatic relations between the two countries?
Tanzania and Uganda were trading together, and during independence, they were trading together. Even after independence, Tanzania supported us, and up to now, you see, for us, we don't look at this diplomacy like the Europeans look at it. For us, we are brothers. We should be having no borders if it was possible. We should be having no visas because culturally, we are the same people, even the language. Now we are working hard in Uganda now to adopt Swahili, for example, because we know that Swahili is the only tool that can really strengthen the integration. We are already working on integration because I think that's the only thing that Mwalimu wanted to see when he was still alive. The integration of East Africa, the unity of Africa. And even at one time, he wanted to delay the independence of Tanzania, as you remember. So that Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania get independent at the same time, so they become a federated one country. But it didn't happen. But that shows you that really Mwalimu Nyerere had a vision, a good vision for the real brotherhood of being one country, sharing everything in common. And so diplomatically, really, we are lucky, and we thank God for giving us a neighbor, and a dependable neighbor called Tanzania.
Talking on the 6 decades plus, of course, 63, What are the notable or significant achievements, in your opinion, that you see throughout the journey of your country since independence?
You see, Uganda, the economy was on 3 C's: coffee, cotton, and copper. And 3 T's: tobacco, tea, and tourism. Those were 3 C's and T's. Yes. Very small economy. And there was instability. There was no peace in Uganda. Because my president keeps telling us that the only peace that was in Uganda was during the time of the Bachwezi, long ago. But since the Wazungu were in Uganda, there were these religious wars between the Catholics and the Protestants, Muslims. So there was no peace at all in Uganda until NRM, under the leadership of President Yoweri Museveni, took power in 1986. And of course, before that, 1979, President Nyerere gave us a lot of support. He set a foundation, a strong foundation. By that support he gave us to liberate our country. So I would say that since independence, the economy was very small. There was no peace and stability in Uganda. The soldiers and the government people who were supposed to protect the people and the people were actually had turned against the people of Uganda. And most of them became refugees here. Uganda was a net exporter of refugees. And apparently today we are net importers of refugees. We have 1.8 million refugees from different countries. So the economy was not there to talk of. There was no peace and stability until 1986 when, with the support of Mwalimu Nyerere, the leader of Tanzania at that time, gave us a lot of support. And we started building the economy. So right now, I want to tell you about that at the time of independence, our population was 14 million with that small economy. Now we are 46 million. And the economy has expanded. We have increased the cash crops. On top of the tobacco, tea, and tourism, on top of copper, cotton, and coffee, we have added maize, milk, beans. Every commodity is now a tradable commodity. It's a tradable product. It has market. And because of the peace and stability, even the tourists have increased their coming to Uganda. And now we want to even to include tourists from Tanzania to come to Uganda. We are trading with Tanzania in large volumes, and we are looking even to expand to bigger volumes of trade. So really, the economy has expanded, peace and stability has been achieved, development has increased, has expanded. And my president keeps telling Ugandans that there is a difference between development and wealth. Because the people keep saying, we want roads, electricity, schools, hospitals, all those we have built. We have built almost now 6,000 kilometers of tarmac against 1,000, which was as it was in 1986. We have taken electricity to every corner of Uganda. We have built schools, primary school at every parish, secondary school at every sub-county, and we have over 100 universities. We have over 200 radio stations and TV stations. So the development has expired, but my president keep warning and advising Uganda, look, we may build tarmac, but you can't feed from tarmac. You may have tarmac there, but you may have electricity, you may have the schools, but when you go into your house, the poverty welcomes you. So we need to work, use this infrastructure, use this peace and stability to make sure that you create wealth in your own home state.
But I was listening to you very keenly on your response to this prior question to you posed that you mentioned on the aspect of tourism, that you want now to engage on making sure that tourists from Tanzania are touring in Uganda. How is this going to be done? Are you taking the locals, or you will be exchanging on the tourists, foreign tourists coming to Tanzania now, then they go to Uganda? Because why am I saying this? We share the same touristic attraction. What we have in Tanzania, many of them, these are in Uganda. So how is this going to be implemented or operated all together for the two countries now to share tourists from Tanzania to Uganda and Uganda to Tanzania?
Local tourists are welcome. There are many tourists who come from Uganda, by the way, to Tanzania. They go to Zanzibar, they go to all these places. They make their weddings here. I am impressed. The young men come to do their weddings here. Wow. So we would like to encourage even local Tanzanians, because they have surplus income, to come. We want to expose the beauty, the attractions in Uganda. Now, when it comes to foreign tourists, you see, you have very many tourists. You have got very many tour companies. So what we are doing is to, first of all, work with these tour companies here. We take them to Uganda. They meet their counterparts in Uganda. They show them what is in Uganda. Because it's true, yes, we have similar attractions, but we have something which you don't have. You don't have gorillas. So we normally say, we have gorillas and chimpanzees, and those are normally called the big five. We have the big five, we also have the big five, but you also don't have the gorilla and the chimpanzees like we have. Now, we have also had interaction with some people who are engaged in tourism. There is also the hot springs. Now, we have got some hot springs, and some of these tourists, especially the elderly, they would like to come after they have toured the national parks, they have seen the gorillas, they go and relax in the hot spring. So we are discussing with people who are actually here, working here in Tanzania, in Serengeti. There are some hot springs there. So we have discussed with those people. They want now to come and see our hot springs and build their high-end lodges, so that these people can now, after touring, seeing the gorillas and the chimpanzees, they can now go to the hot springs. And so those are the two things that we are actually adding to the destinations of tourists who come to Tanzania. And we are doing it to Zambia, to Mauritius. They don't have the gorillas like we have. They don't have the hot spring like we have. They don't have the chimpanzee like we have. So we are adding two more attractions, calling the 7 attractions. Okay. Yes. So, but we really encourage Tanzanians also to come and see. And I'm inviting TBC to come and take pictures of Uganda, and we show these Tanzanians.
When we talk of Uganda and Tanzania, these we call them as the founder of the East African community, because there was the former East African community, then later on it collapsed, then again we had this current East African community, which is also continuing to expand, and of course, not only expanding, but the integration itself. So talking of Tanzania and Uganda, how are they working together within this East African framework?
Umoja ni nguvu.
Yes.
Unity is strength. Now, when we are united as one country, we become stronger. Imagine if we had one army, if we had one language, if we had one currency, who would touch us? Would be stronger. Okay, now imagine if the whole of Africa was one country, like America, like China, would be even going to the moon, would also be going to the space, would be controlling the space, because we have the resources, we have the human beings who are skilled. Okay, they have built capacity now. Africans have built capacity. They have become knowledgeable. They are in innovations. So we have all these resources, but we are not yet united because, you see, these former masters of ours did the plan to divide us so they can continue exploiting us. But our founding fathers, including Mwalimu Nyerere, knew that it was a plan of the colonialists to divide us so they continue exploiting us. But they realized that they could defeat them. That's why they had the struggle for independence, which they successfully did. They got independence for Africa. They even liberated Southern Africa. So that's what they achieved. But now the struggle of now a united Africa. Now they also said, okay, they formed the AOU. They said, okay, that's a block, East Africa block, West Africa block, West Africa block, Southern Africa block. So these blocks at one time, they should unite and become. But the integration of East Africa must be supported, and I want to thank our leaders who revived the spirit. We thank them. That was Kibaki in Kenya, Museveni in Uganda, and Mwinyi here. So we thank them, and they started it again because the spirit was there, and it will continue to be there. Because right now, we have started a campaign in Uganda. We mobilize students from Uganda, the young people, and people from Kenya, from Tanzania, even from other parts of like Ghana, this time we had Zimbabweans. We take them to Tiama, for example. We go to Tiama every year. We take pilgrims there.
What is the campaign called? What's the name of the campaign?
It's integration. We are attracting for integration. Okay? Integration. Yes, it is Africa first, you know. It is to attract, to revive. You know, when you go and you camp there for 2 days, 3 days, and you read, you listen to Mwalimu's speeches, we get them. Thank you, especially TBC.
For the youth.
For the youth. So we thank TBC because you give us all this information. So they listen, and they know that really it is not when we are united that we shall survive. Because the future really is threatened. And there is no insurance. We have no insurance as Africa, or even our children. There is no insurance apart from the integration, the united of Africa. Once we are united, we become stronger. We can do a lot of things when we are united. And that was the dream of Mwalimu, and that dream must continue. So that's why you have started this campaign. And I'm very happy that our leaders here in Tanzania, this time they came. Even Mama Samia was supposed to go there. But I think there was something that delayed that university which was supposed to open, because there's a Butiama University of Agriculture. So this time they give us a lot of support. So we are building awareness. It should never die. The leaders are talking about integration, but on the ground, we like to see things. We like to see children come together. We like to see students come from Uganda to study here, from here to, as it was the case before. So the integration struggle must continue like it started, and I really call upon you, the media, continue igniting, continue spreading, popularizing the spirit of integration, because I want to assure you against there is no insurance for our future. There's no insurance for our next generation. There's no insurance for our youth other than a united East Africa, a united Africa.
You mentioned on the ECOP project that has been a joint project within the two countries also. Now, what are the other notable, significant joint projects that you think you can highlight here?
So this dictator somehow, from nowhere, attacked Tanzania. And that attack gave Mwalimu Nyerere and Tanzania the reason to attack, to counterattack the enemy who had attacked them. Otherwise, maybe would be still under dictatorship. But the fact that Amin attacked Tanzania and Mwalimu came with full force, gave us support, supported my president, who was his student, was his child because alimulera sana.
Yes.
He really brought him up. So he gave him all the support. We liberated our country in 1979. So from that time, my president was looking for any chance, an opportunity to thank Mwalimu Nyerere, to thank the Tanzanians who lost their lives, who got injured, who, you know. Fortunately, the oil came. And my president decided to pass this pipeline in through Tanzania.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to tell you that he thanked God for that opportunity. We thank God for having this pipeline through Tanzania, because when you see the infrastructure development from Tanzania, from Senyi to Tanga, it's incredible. The Wananchi have become rich. They have got new homes. The economic and social welfare has improved. So there we are thanking God. Thank you for giving us an opportunity to thank our Tanzania, because the economic empowerment that has come with this pipeline is incredible. And I want to tell you that even when the oil comes out, Tanzania is going to be earning about almost $6 billion per annum when the oil starts coming from revenues. But right now, I'm sure the employment of children, of young people, is about 10,000 youth. The homes have been empowered economically. If you can see the people who are supplying the camps, this is a great improvement. So we thank God for this opportunity, because we are using there are many other projects, electricity. We are working on electricity together. We are working on the SGR together, because this, I want to thank government of Tanzania for improving this up to Mwanza. Now, Mwanza, there is a ship that is taking the cargo from Mwanza to Uganda. So we are working on the trains together. We are working on we are proposing SGR to go through from Dar es Salaam through Morongo, Chagate to Mpondwe. We are working on electricity through Mutukula up to Soma, up to some area in Arusha. So electricity work together. Mining, we have teams in Uganda, from Uganda, who are exploring your oil. You have some signs of oil. So some technicians, not foreigners, but Ugandans, they are working with Tanzanians to explore the opportunity, the possibilities of oil under the ground. So we are working on so many projects, and we continue to increase these projects. Trading is going on very well. So really, there are many projects that we are working on together. And these projects, when people are working together, it increases even integration, because we like to see people to people work together, people to people trade together, people to people visit each other. This builds the strength, add the foundation. It cements
Yes.
the integration spirit. Yes.
Your Excellency, this is very final now. With 63 years of independence, looking ahead, your vision, where do you see Uganda in another decade?
We continue to advance technologically, economically, socially. Uganda is unstoppable. And when we get oil, Uganda is going to be unstoppable. But the good thing is that Tanzania is part of the journey. It's part of the improvement of the economy. So we are growing together with Tanzania. And I want to also thank God for Tanzania. And I want to really pledge that my country is really committed to working with Tanzania to make sure that the welfare of the people of both countries improve, because that's the mission of God. He gives it to leaders to improve the welfare of the citizens they rule, they guide, the supervise over, the shepherd over. So we thank God for this, and we want to pledge that really Uganda and Tanzania will continue to prosper together, will continue to work together, will continue to be a shining example to the rest of Africa. And we pray for this peace that Mwalimu built the foundation. We pray that this peace and stability continues to shine to other countries. So I want to assure you that the development of Uganda, Tanzania, we are holding each other's hand to continue developing our two countries and our people.
Your Excellency, I do thank you so much for your time. Asante sana.
Asante sana. Asante sana na kunitembelea na kunipatia nafasi hii kuzungumza na wananchi wa East Africa.
Nakushukuru sana.
Yes.
Asante.
Yes.